Hello and welcome, Benjamin Herr here, and this tutorial is on setting up a quick blog or website in under 5 minutes. Hopefully you watched my last tutorial on setting up a hosting account, and that'll help make things go through a lot quicker. Go back an article if you haven't done so, because that's going to be required to get this taken care of. So let's hop right into it. By now, after getting that all set up, you should know how to get into your control panel through HostGator. Don't forget, if you haven't set that up, you can always go to benjaminherr.com/thegator. Let's type it out here real quick. There you go, thegator. All right. Getting into our control panel, we're going to type in our main domain we set up our HostGator account with, and then the word C panel, or the letter C and then the word panel, all one word. Alright, getting into our control panel, we're going to go find something called Fantastico Deluxe. Now, your emails and whatnot you receive from HostGator should already tell you how to access and do different things in your back office. If you're not familiar with your back office, your control panel as it were, here under preferences you got video tutorials and getting started, changing the style and look of your control panel if you want to dress things up, change your password, that kind of thing, change the language, and then of course email accounts. That comes in handy. You want to set up, get started with your very first domain name that you choose, be it your first name, mail, contact, webmaster, whatever it is, at, and then whatever domain you choose. Right now, if you're fresh, this is the first time using HostGator, then you've only got one domain. You can also add on new domains. We'll get into that in another tutorial, but scrolling down, add on domains, redirects. Add on domains is where you're going to add on actual new domains, change the name servers to match yours here, and then it's all pretty easy to do. You should have already received some information through HostGator on how to set that up with the domain you set up through them for hosting. And then, of course, at the very bottom on the left is your name servers. Then you go to your domain registrar and then edit your name servers there to these two name servers. So anyways, again, another tutorial if you need the help. The information's easy to Google. It's easy to access through HostGator. They have FAQs and all that good stuff, support. You can always contact them through the live chat that I showed you in the last video. So anyways, hopping right forward, we've got Fantastico Deluxe. Quick and easy. WordPress, you want to build a blog. Blogs, you should know what it is, but it's a weblog, an online journal, that kind of thing. And if you're looking at being an internet marketer, you're looking at building an MLM, anything like that, you want to be a leader in your industry, you better have some way to communicate with your people, be it a website or a blog. I recommend blogs to anybody because you constantly update and actually demonstrate your leadership by sharing with people different things that you learn and different things that you do in order to be that leader in your industry. You got your short description, your support form for WordPress, and the new installation. Here's the one we want to click on. You should only have one domain if you're fresh. If not, drop down. You just click and select. If you're that far ahead, you probably know what to do by now. But anyways, install in directory. 99.9% of the time, leave that blank. It's a more advanced thing. We'll get into that in future tutorials if you decide you need it. If you want to learn more in advance, comment below, contact me through a private message through my website. And if I get enough requests, I'll create a specific tutorial for that sooner than later. Username, most of these script builders use admin or administrator, something very generic. I would use a username that's pertinent to you, something that you are already using, something that makes sense to you, something you won't forget, password, whatever that might be. Nickname, you can leave blank. Email address by default is whatever your domain you set up your host with, as well as your username before the @ symbol. That is the default, but again, you can change that to Yahoo, Gmail, or again your custom email that you set up through your host here. Your site, if it's different from the default here, change it there. Description, you can type in a short description if you choose. I recommend leaving it blank and just click install. It takes you to a second page. Right here you'll see you've got one of 3 pages in the process. After you click install WordPress, it'll take you to a second page. You'll get a progress bar or wheel up here in the top area, and then once it's finished, it'll read some text here and then finally pop up a new button that says finish installation or finish install, something like that. Click it. It'll do the same thing as far as the progress bar, and then you'll have your finished installation details. It'll tell you that your website's finished and installed. You can go to your .com and see that it's all taken care of, and as long as your name servers are all synced up with your domain name, it'll be live. And you'll see the default template that WordPress uses. We'll go to Joomla and I'll show you. It's really simple. Same short description, support forum. You got a little bit more detail here, and then of course new installation. Really simple. Select your domain name, leave it if it's the same one you want to use. Install directory, leave that alone. And then admin, whatever your username is, password, edit your email if you want, and then admin full name. You can put it in, you don't have to, you can leave it blank. Site name, change that if it's different from what's in your drop down. Install sample data, always leave that checked until you get advanced enough you know what you're doing to leave it unchecked. And when you get to that point, you'll know. So don't worry about when that'll come. It'll make sense. Install. This is another one of 3 process. It'll do the same thing as WordPress. It'll do its thinking and its whole process, show you that it's doing what it's doing with a progress wheel or whatever. You'll get a link that'll say finish install, something like that, and it'll take you to your final page where it'll tell you that you're done. And then of course you just go to your main domain, as long as your name servers again are synced up with your domain. Bob's your uncle, it's up. And next tutorial is going to be on dressing up your domain, making it look good, your website, your blog, whatever it might be, selecting a theme or a template as they like to call them. So template, theme, you can do a Google for WordPress or Joomla, followed by theme or template or anything variation thereof. You can do that if you want. There are free things out there, but I'm going to show you my most favorite one in the next tutorial, because with the abundance that they have to select from and the customization, really user-friendly. You don't have to be a coder, and this is what I preach constantly, is to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, without having to pay a programmer like me or somebody to do something that you can simply do yourself if it fits for what it is that you're doing. If it's more advanced, time constraints, you would rather pay for something than spend the time doing it yourself. Of course, I can help you out, and if I can't do something, I can definitely point you in the direction of someone that can. So look forward to showing you on the next video how to go ahead and do that dressing up. Take care and have a good one.